here in America, and I imagine other parts of the world, you know, you're mostly known for the 2 Right 8 era and specifically for Come On Eileen.
Come on, Eileen, to the right.
I read a quote in one of your interviews where you said you used to have a very Catholic view of sex, and wasn't Come On Eileen kind of inspired by that?
I never had any sexual education, as in none. The school didn't tell me about sex. My parents didn't tell me about sex. So it was a secret. Like your body gets, you know, you're 13 or 14, your body is starting to explode with these feelings. And it's a secret. So if it's a secret, it must be bad because you're not supposed to be doing it or thinking about it or feeling like this, you know. So I've grown up with these kind of Irish Catholic girls in my sort of community. And you're not supposed to touch them, you know, but you want
to. Yeah, because you're human.
Yeah, exactly. But you don't see it as like, now I can say, yeah, because you're human. But then I didn't see it like that. It was like, well, you shouldn't really be having these feelings, you know, but you do. And you want to make it happen. But also you feel terribly guilty because they're Irish Catholic and you shouldn't be touching them.
There are gaps between Dexys records, long gaps sometimes. I'm happy there's a new Dexys record coming out. And certainly I think some people will be surprised by the feminine divine. What inspired this record?
Well, I was just quite sort of down actually after the last Dexys album, 2016, and my mum passed on at the end of that year also. So by 2017, I was just not feeling very positive. You know, you get, you know, when you lose your vitality and you just sort of, you know, you can do stuff, but you don't have any enthusiasm and you don't really know why. I just felt quite weighed down, you know, and I just didn't want to do any music, you know. So I did I started to do some courses here in England. And then one of them kind of led me to Thailand to develop it a bit more. And they're referring to women as goddesses. And okay, they were like, okay, bring the goddess in. I was just thinking, first of all, she's not a goddess. And so I had some resistance to it. That's when I first went there and started doing that. But as I got into it more and worked on my body more, worked in, you know, got into my body more, I should say, it just dawned on me, well, actually they are. And they're actually really powerful. And that I hadn't really thought of it because I suppose I'd been subconsciously part of this thing of repressing women, really.
What were the kind of shackles of your old thinking that you wanted to throw off, so to speak?
Well, I didn't even know that I had any shackles. Do you know what I mean? Because that's how entrenched they were, really. And I'm really nervous talking about this issue because I do feel it's a kind of a minefield. Do you know what I mean? But I've only got my personal experience. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of, you know, there's a lot of stuff around this at the moment. And, you know, and all I can do is just share my experience, you know, what happened to me. And what did happen to me is I started to realize that I'd never really thought about women, you know, or I didn't realize that I had any shackles until I started to get out of them, really.
You do come from a generation, kind of a transitional generation. You know, you were on MTV and there were lots of cool, fierce women on MTV and stuff, but you came from growing up in, I guess, the 50s and 60s where it was a little different. You know, you've seen a lot of change in your lifetime.
Yeah, but not only that, it's the experiences that I've had have molded that. You know, I had a thing, I won't go into it, but I had a thing with a girlfriend when I was about 21 and I came out of that thinking, you've got to be tough. You got to be really tough. You got to be strong. You can't show any weakness. I don't know when exactly I picked that up, but it was around that time. I probably already had it before that, but now I had it because if you don't be tough, you're going to get screwed over. And that's how I operated for a long time. And obviously it wasn't very positive or healthy.
It seems like you're in a really good place now. Absolutely. Do you feel like you have a new lease on life at 69?
I don't know about that. I'm still breathing.